Okay, guys, welcome back to my videos for the Communication Merit Badge booklet. We are working on part 3, starting on page 44 with digital communication. You should still learn how to use a map and compass for backcountry travel. You can't always rely on your GPS unit, especially if it runs on batteries. That's the little tip to the left of the page. Digital communication. Technology is rapidly changing how we communicate and the speed of that communication. The word digital refers to two numbers, or digits, 0 and 1, that are basic units all computers use to process information. Digital communication is a communication that uses some kind of computer technology. As of 2019, there were 7.6 billion people in the world. Of those, an estimated 4 billion, or 52%, were using the internet. From 2000 to 2019, use of the internet increased almost 10 times worldwide. Much of this growth involved high-speed internet, which makes it easier to transfer video, audio, text, and photo files. Add in the growing use of cell phones and other handheld electronic devices, and you can safely say we are experiencing a digital communication revolution. Personal digital communication. Today, you can send an email from your computer to another computer just about any place in the world, as long as it is connected to the internet. Your message will arrive almost instantly. Using a smartphone, you can download maps of a city you are visiting and find out about good places to eat. People keep in touch with their friends minute to minute using text messaging. Global Positioning System, GPS, devices let us share our exact location with friends or family who may want to track our movements. These units can also help us reach a destination, whether in a car or out hiking. People bank and shop online, pick out the features of their next car, map the route to the amusement park, and even socialize with friends online. Social networking sites have attracted millions of users. Many people post information about themselves on these sites, including text, photos, favorite music, and videos. Their online friends can view the entry and post messages of their own. There are dangers with social networking sites, so discuss this thoroughly with your parents. Get their permission before using such a site. See the cautions later in this section for more information. Consider that anything you post online, whether it is a photo or personal information, can stay online forever. Texting. Texting is a popular form of digital communication. To text, you type a message using the keypad on a cell phone or other handheld electronic device. The message is then sent over the airwaves, often via cellular phone networks. Because typing messages on a small device can be difficult, texters often use abbreviations, so "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" becomes OMG, are you serious? Be aware that service providers often charge a flat rate or per character fee for text messaging. Such charges can quickly make a phone bill go sky high. Before you send any text messages, you should have your parents' permission. Be sure you understand the guidelines your parent has set for you regarding text messaging. The little blue box on page 45, the fastest fingers. Texting is so common now that many people have become quite skillful at typing messages. One mobile phone manufacturer started an annual texting competition in 2007. At the 2014 LG Mobile World Cup, teams representing 13 different countries competed for $130,000 in prize money. Bae Yong-ho, 17, from South Korea, won first prize by texting an average of 7.25 characters per second. The tip to the right of page 45, items you post online are easy to copy, forward, and change. Once you post something, you may not be able to control what happens to it. The item can stay online long after you remove it from your site or page. Page 46, Public Relations in the Digital Age. A public relations firm handles the important communication tasks of individuals and companies. The PR firm will communicate with government agencies, the media, and the general public on behalf of its client. These companies also work in marketing, finding creative ways to promote a client's products to the buying public. An example of a PR campaign in the digital age was a web-based contest called Knock It Out. It was conducted by a PR firm to promote an electric grill. The goal was to show how the grill could be used in cooking healthy to knock out the fat. The campaign took the form of webisodes or video episodes on the web that showed 4 people competing to lose weight through exercise and healthy eating. It encouraged members of the public to upload helpful videos of their own as well as cheer on contestants. Viewers could then vote on which tips from the public were most useful. The campaign showed how marketing and public relations use non-traditional media in the digital technology to get potential customers involved in the use of a product. Mass communication. The digital revolution is also changing mass communication, communication that reaches large groups of people. Newspapers, magazines, and TV and radio stations have all been drastically affected by the internet. Most people in small towns used to have very limited choice of news sources. The local newspaper and broadcast stations were their main choices. Besides the local news, those sources reported regional and national news from news services or from major broadcast networks. All that has changed. People can now get news from more than just the traditional sources. They can read newspapers and magazines from around the world on their computers, laptops, tablets, smartphones, and e-readers. They can listen or watch videos, downloaded audio and video podcasts, or watch live broadcasts streamed in real time. TV is different too. Cable and satellite technology bring dozens of channels into many homes. Most of these channels are national, not local. Local newspapers and radio and TV stations, which sell ads to make money, have suffered. The business model, the way a company makes money, is rapidly changing for publishers and broadcasters. User-generated content. The internet now makes it possible for ordinary individuals to reach large audiences. A printing press or broadcast tower is no longer necessary. Anyone with a computer or an internet connection can publish information that people worldwide can read. That has put the power of the press into everyone's hands, including yours. 2 ways to exercise this personal publishing power are by creating a web page and writing a blog. The blue box at the bottom of page 47. Online mass communication is often called user-generated content. This is because the same people who are using the media are now also creating and providing online text, photos, and videos. On page 47, today, people can watch streamed media from all over the globe on the big screen on internet-connected TV. Page 48, the helpful tip to the left of the page. You cannot post your website or blog to the internet unless you have both your parents and your merit badge counselor's permission to do so. Build your own web page. If you choose requirement 7B, you will need to create a web page for your scout troop, school, or other organization. In addition to websites for companies, schools, Scouts, BSA troops, and other groups and organizations, there are many personal websites on the internet generated by people all over the world. If you are interested in joining this global community of netizens, here is what you will need to do. Choose your content. First, decide what you want to say to the world. You could tell people about your hobbies, show off your collections, or just talk about your daily life. This may be more interesting than you think, especially to people from faraway places and other cultures. Your webpage can teach others how to do things, introduce them to new interests, or just share information that might interest them. It is important to remember that once you post your webpage, it becomes public. It is more like a poster displayed in a football stadium than a private letter to a friend. Others can take that information, change it, and pass it on. Be careful when choosing the information you post. You would not give complete strangers personal information such as your address or telephone number, or broadcast such information for everyone to have. Do not provide information that could be used to harm you or your family. Always have your parents' and counselors' permission before posting anything on the internet. Find a web server. To make your homepage available to others, it must be hosted on a web server. Your troop, place of worship, or school may agree to host your webpage for free for a limited time. If so, be sure to follow the rules set by the host and the webmaster. If your family has an account with an internet service provider, often a telephone or cable TV company, your parent can check whether that subscription comes with a free space on a web server. You may be able to post your page there. Building your web page. In the early days of the web, which was invented around 1990, you needed to know a special language called Hypertext Markup Language, or HTML, to create a web page. You used HTML to create a source document that held all the text as well as pointers to pictures and animations on the page. Few people today bother to create HTML code themselves. Instead, they use a web page editing program to do the job. Some sites will even allow you to create a web page without using any special software or having any technical knowledge. Again, have your parent check if your family's internet service provider offers this service. These sites present the steps for creating your page in a simple wizard, an easy step-by-step process for performing the task. These programs will typically allow you to create a website using ready-made templates. Your Scout buddies also can contribute to the site by adding their email addresses in the proper field. You may choose whether to make this site public or private. A public site is viewable by anyone. A private one can be viewed only by the people you select or invite. Start your own blog. The word blog is formed from the words web and log. Here, log means a record of events or thoughts. A blog is a special kind of web page. The owner usually updates it regularly, weekly, daily, or even many times a day. Some blogs are nothing more than an online diary in which the blogger posts entries about what is going on in his or her life. Many other blogs focus on a particular topic, say new electronic gadgets, a hobby, a sports team, travel, or any of the million other special interests. Many newspaper reporters have established blogs on their newspapers' websites to provide more information about their beat, their subject area, than what appears in print. The simplest form for a blog is a series of posts made by the blogger with the newest at the top. The website often will have space for the blog's readers to post comments of their own. Fancier blogs may have news stories, linked to other websites, photographs, and video. Many blogs are read by a small audience with common interests. Others have millions of viewers. Blogging has become so popular that many big companies have started blogs on their websites. Blogging has become an important form of mass communication. Today, some people even make their living as bloggers. Going back to page 49, the blue box at the bottom of the page, if you want to add video to your website or blog, the easiest way to do this is by uploading the video to a video sharing site. Next, embed that video into your own website or blog. Everything you need to build your own web page or blog is available on the internet. See the resources section at the end of this pamphlet for more information. Just be sure you have your parents' and counselors' permission before you begin. The tip to the right of the page on page 49, another new form of mass communication is the news aggregator. A news aggregator is a single site that brings together and displays dozens of links to columnists and news reports from other publications. So going back to page 50, decorate your web page or blog. You will want to decorate your web page or blog with a few graphics. You can use a piece of equipment called a scanner to input drawings and photographs for your web page. You can also use drawing or painting software to create artwork directly on the computer. You may find free graphics on the internet, such as clip art. Before using art from the internet, you will need your parents' permission. Also, make sure that it is okay with the copyright holder, which is the person or company that owns the image. You can't just take a picture from someone else's website to use on your own. That is stealing. Parental permission. Before you begin work on Requirement 7B, be sure you have your parents' permission to visit any website mentioned in this text or the resources section. Never download anything or purchase anything online unless you have your parents' permission to do so. Also, if you choose Requirement 7B, remember that while you do not have to post your page or blog on the internet, if you decide to post it, you will first need to share it with your parents and your counselor, and you must have their approval to do so. On page 51, the blue page here, stay safe online. Computers allow access to a vast amount of knowledge. You might already be using the internet for schoolwork, hobbies, or simply for enjoyment. By logging on to the internet, you can contact sources of information around the world. You can download material about any subject. You can also use it to develop online friendships with scouts anywhere on the globe. For all of its benefits, though, the internet can also present hazards. Most people using the internet are friendly and honest. However, there are some who use the internet to take advantage of others. There are also websites with content that is not good for young people. Use the following guidelines to protect your privacy and gain the most good from your time online. Number 1, follow your family's rules for going online. Respect limits on how long and how often you are allowed to be online and what sites you can visit. Avoid sites that are off limits. Just like in real life, there are places to avoid on the internet. Number 2, do not respond to inappropriate messages or websites. If you stumble across information or images that you don't understand or that make you feel uncomfortable, it is okay to talk about it with your parent or guardian. Number 3, protect your privacy. Do not share information such as your address, telephone number, school name, or parents' work address or telephone number, and never send any photos via the internet unless you have permission. Number 4, never agree to meet anyone who has contacted you online unless your parent or guardian goes with you. Do not open emails or files you receive from people you don't know or trust. If you get something suspicious, trash it just as you would any other junk mail. Never share your internet passwords with anyone, even if they sound official, other than your parents or other responsible adults in your family. Do not shop online without getting your parents' permission first. Number 8, do not believe everything you see or read online. Along with lots of great information, the internet has lots of junk. Learn to separate the useful from the worthless. Talk with your counselor or other experienced web user about ways to tell the difference. Another hazard of the internet is called the cyberbully. A cyberbully uses electronic communications, such as the internet, to harass, threaten, and harm others. They use tactics like dissing, spreading damaging gossip about a person, harassment, repeatedly sending someone hateful messages, and impersonation, pretending to be someone else and posting damaging information to harm another's reputation. If you feel you are the victim of cyberbullying, do not try to get back at the bully. Ask the cyberbully to stop. Do not make your message aggressive or emotional. Let the bully know that you will take other steps if the abuse does not stop. If that does not help, tell your parent or guardian right away. Cyberbullies can't be seen when they are online. This gives them a false sense of security. What they don't know is that they can be found out, caught, and even punished. The best way to protect yourself is to be a good online citizen. Do not post information that could be used against you or others. Avoid sites that tolerate and encourage bullying. Be kind online. You can learn more about internet safety by earning the BSA Cyber Chip. Together with NetSmart's workshop, the Boy Scouts of America created this recognition to help educate Scouts about being safer online, cyberbullying, and internet scams, and to promote community awareness of internet safety issues. Okay, to move forward, we are going to go on to page 53, how to create a trifold brochure. If you choose requirement 7C, you do not need internet access. You just need a computer with word processing software and a printer. If you do not have a computer and a printer at home, you might be able to use equipment at school or a public library. A brochure is a simple and effective way to communicate a message visually. You do not have to be a graphic designer to develop a trifold brochure, which is made up of the front and back of one sheet of paper. It is folded so that it has 3 panels. Here are some tips you can use to create a simple one yourself using word processing software. Determine the message and content. First, determine your brochure's message and audience. Decide what you want to communicate to whom and why. Create an outline and organize the information with headings and subheadings for easier reading. Include only what will be helpful to others. Choose the layout. Decide how you want the information to look on your brochure. For a barrel fold, the top fold overlaps the first one. For a Z fold, the paper is folded in alternating directions. This format is good to present information in sequence. Fold a piece of scrap paper the way you want the brochure to look. Then, number the panels on each side to make sure the information for each panel is in the right place. Set up the page. For more space to set up columns, choose the landscape or horizontal setting for your paper orientation. This format will also allow you to fold the brochure the correct way once it is printed. Set the top, bottom, left, and right margins. A practical choice is a 1/2 inch all the way around. Some printers, such as inkjet printers, have size limits, so do not make the margins too narrow. Set up columns. A trifold brochure has 3 columns. You will need to space your text equally on either side of the folds between each column. To do this, make the gutters, the space between the columns, twice as wide as the margins. For instance, if the margins are a 1/2 inch, make each gutter 1 inch wide. Add a page break. To create the second or back side of your brochure, insert a page break at the end of the 3rd column. Add and format text. To format your text, you will choose the font style, size, and other elements. You may format the text as you type it, or you may want to format the text after it has all been entered. As you add text, think about where you want it to go on the finished brochure. For instance, you may actually need to enter the cover text on the last panel. Keep formatting simple. If you use too many fonts and font sizes, your brochure will look busy. Designers choose fonts for a reason: to communicate. Avoid fonts that are so fancy or small that they are hard to read. People, especially busy people, will pass over something that is hard to read. Add pictures. You will want to use at least 1 photo per visual or other visual image in your brochure. If you are creating a product brochure, you may want to include a picture of the product. It can be a digital photo from your camera, smartphone, or other external drive, or your computer's hard drive. You may find a useful clip art image that came with your computer software. If you don't have an image that works, you can search, with your parents' permission, various free clip art sites on the internet. Even though it may be free, be sure you have the copyright holder's permission to use the clip art on your brochure. The website will have information about the proper way to use the clip art it makes available. Use photos, clip art, and other visual effects in moderation. You want the art to improve your brochure, not clutter it. And with that, we are going to stop and take a quick break. We will pick back up on page 57, planning a program.